Hi there. I'm wondering if any of you know anyone who has ever received a Medal of Honor. My guess is probably not, but that's what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. My name is Hunter Noel, and I am just here to talk about the Medal of Honor. It is not an easy award to receive. I'm going to teach you a little bit about what it is, who came up with it, when it was established, and then also my favorite part of today is just going to be talking about actually a few individuals that have actually been recipients of the award that just kind of stood out to me. They're all deserving, of course, but these are just three that I found that were very interesting to me. In case you didn't already know, the Medal of Honor is an award given to certain members of the military throughout all branches. I personally am a member of the military. I'm in the National Guard, so not as active as other members out there, as at least right now. And I strongly look up to those who have served overseas, and even those who have not, but especially those who have served overseas, and just appreciate everything they have done. And this is just a very small way I can show my admiration to those people. So if you already know about the Medal of Honor, thank you for listening. But if not, I hope that I can teach you something, and maybe you can be a little bit inspired by those that serve our country, and also especially those who have been recipients of certain awards like the Medal of Honor. In addition to explaining what it is, like I said, I'm going to answer a few questions about the award, including where and when it was originated, who established it, and also, like I said, 3 recipients of the Medal of Honor. So the Medal of Honor, to begin, is an award given to members of the military that distinguish themselves, and this is a quote from Business Insider, military that distinguish themselves conspicuously by gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty while engaged in an action against an enemy of the United States. And that's from Business Insider, and that's actually from 2018, so this year. That's a little bit about it in a nutshell. It was established by Congress in 1862, and it was at that time being awarded to privates and non-commissioned officers, so just those two groups of people that are serving in the military, so enlisted only. Now, a year later, actually, so pretty soon after it was established, it then was opened up to also commissioned officers. So now enlisted and commissioned members of the military were able to receive the award. I will now go into who received the award. The couple people that I mentioned earlier that I think just stood out to me a little bit. So Private Jacob Parrott, I chose him just because, simply for just the reason that he was the first one presented with the award. So he was awarded the Medal of Honor during the Civil War for his actions and efforts during what I found was called the Andrews Raid during the Civil War. The Andrews Raid was on April 12th, 1862, and brought the first Union soldiers, just wanted to make it not go dark, brought the first Union soldiers into Georgia and resulted in what was called a locomotive chase. The event was just 7 hours and did end up in a failure for the military men, and a lot of the other men were also awarded and looked at as heroes. Private Parrott was the only one who was given the Medal of Honor, so that's just one that I wanted to point out. The second person I want to mention and give a shout out, so-called, to is Sergeant William Harvey Carney, who was the first African American to be awarded the Medal of Honor. Sergeant Carney was born as a slave, which I thought was interesting, and then became, later after he found freedom, he joined the African American Infantry Unit, which was in Massachusetts. This is something I thought was a really cool story too. Not only was he the first African American to receive the award, but his flag bearer was actually wounded and killed in battle. And it was very important to Sergeant Carney to take the place of him and hold the flag throughout the entire battle. So throughout the entire duration of the battle, he held that flag, didn't let it touch the ground. And he actually said and quoted, "Boys, I only did my duty. The old flag never touched the ground." And he said that after the battle was over. So he was awarded the Medal of Honor in 1900. The last person I would like to talk about is Captain Thomas Ward Custer, who was given the Medal of Honor actually twice, both during the Civil War. I'm going to talk about just one occurrence, just not to get too deep into it. He was awarded his first Medal of Honor after the Battle of Nemozin Church, and he successfully overcame a barricade that was on fire and took 3 officers and 11 soldiers prisoner. Obviously not his own, but he did a lot of work for his fellow soldiers. And then overall, including these 3 soldiers, since the Medal of Honor was established, it has been awarded to over 3,400 men and also 1 woman for their heroic actions during their military service. And I got that from history.com. So I just thought I would mention 3 people. That was the most important part, just to inform you the meaning and importance of the award. So to kind of finalize everything, I am currently serving, like I mentioned briefly earlier, in the Wisconsin Army National Guard. I have not yet served overseas, which is why I just like to talk about people that have, because it does inspire me. And I'm not sure if I will ever get the opportunity to serve overseas, just based on my unit and my situation. I am very passionate about people that are currently serving and have served, whether you've been deployed or whether you're just in the same boat as me, just waiting. I feel great admiration for all of those people, though, especially those that defended the lives of others, because that takes a lot. It's one thing to say you'll do it, than to actually do it. I wanted to take the time to inform you about one of the many awards that are given in the military, just because this is the one of its highest honor. So I think it's definitely worth talking about. Now, I know the Medal of Honor is my primary topic to discuss today, but I do believe that every person who has served our country is a hero, in my opinion. I know other people have different opinions, but I think if you actually want to take the time to put yourself out there and you have the potential risk of serving overseas and protecting your country, I think you are able to be considered a hero yourself. It takes a real hero to be given that award, and though most of the recipients are no longer with us, I think they deserve to be remembered and honored for years to come, even after they are no longer with us. Thank you for listening.